What is up, everybody? The Toyman 52 here with another terrible toy review. The last two figures of the Ursa Major wave, Modular Iron Man and the classic Ultron. Finally, the one that everyone's been asking for. We finally got the Ultron that everyone just really wanted, that classic suit. Also a big fan of the Modular Iron Man. Not a fan of the gold scheme that they went with because I thought they would just do the classic yellow like they show on the damn box. Like, Jesus, come on, man. It's like the biggest middle finger. But I feel like they are going to figure a way to get the yellow suit out there. I don't think Hasbro ever really makes something and then never reuses it. They find a way, right? I think they'll probably do a deluxe Iron Man with this one. And then he'll come with that huge cannon. I know people have been making those, 3D printing them, and then selling it for a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah, I'm going to wait until Hasbro gets the idea of just doing it themselves. Because I imagine they will to get this Iron Man right. And they're definitely going to do it and make a War Machine. I could just see this happening in the next 3 years. Look at the Stealth Iron Man that we just got. That figure's been reused 3 times since. So, the suit's going to be around to stay. So let's go and take a look at these figures closer. All right, now here we are with the figures outside the box, and man, can I tell you guys, I love these ones. They're 100% new. These ones are my favorite from the set. So Modular Iron Man, they're definitely going to be reusing this guy in the future. They have to. They got War Machine, and they can do a yellow classic suit. All new sculpting. I just can't figure anything out that they reused. I thought for a second maybe the hands, but nope, those are new too. With the fingers, they got ripples on the fingers. It's a little bit more showing with this one than compared to the other ones. They could have tweaked it a little bit, but it's pretty new to me. And then pinless, both these figures, completely pinless. I love it. These guys are awesome, man. The only downside is we didn't get any like paint detail on the top of the head here. I kind of wish we did. They even show it on the box, and it's even in that old Toy Biz one, that little yellow. I mean, obviously it would have to be gold. Maybe with the yellow one we'll see it. But yeah, I mean, that's Iron Man though, He can look up just a little bit. They're doing this. This has the classic neck peg, so maybe I just gotta get that joint bent a little bit more. It's a little tight. Wow. There we go. Trying to get that up as much as possible. But it looks up this much. So if you were to get into a flight pose, pretty good. Much better than the Ironheart figure. I think this one looks up pretty well. Kind of tough on the joint though, man. But yeah, he comes with 2 blast effects. Looks exactly the same as the other ones we've seen with the hologram Iron Man and even the Mark 85 Iron Man. He has 2 fists. So yeah, that's it with the Iron Man. I think he's awesome. That there's a reason why they didn't put a Build-A-Figure piece, because he definitely required a lot of new stuff, being pinless. Ultron too, but I guess it's a little more bland. Ultron came with the right arm of Ursa Major, and he came with 3 extra pairs of hands, 1 open like a grip, and then 2 fists. He has that clawing hand and then another gripping hand. So, and then he also comes with this mouthpiece. I guess you're supposed to fit this in here somehow. Fit in his mouth, and then yeah. That works. Man, that actually looks pretty cool. I love that. That looks actually really cool. Yeah. That looks awesome. That looks like great effects. I love that with this Ultron. and kind of easy to get it in and out, and it held very well in place. I'm surprised. Yeah, new figure. He the articulation, you could really see inside it. I mean, on camera you probably can't, but yeah, it's all right. You know, this is the classic Ultron. Finally, you know, he's pinless. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. You know, new figure. This is pretty awesome. I don't know if they'll be able to reuse much with this. They might come up with something, but who knows? We'll figure it out, right, in the future. Yeah, so that's the Ultron. That's Iron Man. I'll do some comparisons with some of their other versions. All right, now here's the Modular Iron Man next to the Alex Ross Iron Man. Uses that same kind of color scheme with the gold and the red. It's a little more glossy on this Modular Iron Man. And to the right are the Toy Biz versions of them. They did that classic color you can see on the right with the yellow and bright red, not metallic at all. I think they will redo that one. And then there's War Machine. Same exact sculpt. Everyone will be okay with seeing them reuse those. Those figures are definitely like out of date. Just look at the blocks on their lower torsos and the ball joints. Those just like horrendous, you know. It like there's no doubt that the sculpt on this is just amazing. But we need to see the yellow, you know. Maybe an unmasked head they can add to this Iron Man classic, you know. They could do something like that. Or just include the cannon. I would rather have the cannon. Everyone wants the cannon, you know. Hasbro, do it. Even if you have to release it separately. Even if it costs $20, I think everyone would be okay with it. Because people are spending like 67, something like that. And that's just ridiculous. So some people would want one though, you know. Definitely I think a lot of people would. So I can imagine them doing like some deluxe Modular Iron Man. Comes with the cannon, probably 2 pieces. It can work. You know, I can see them selling it for 35 or 40 as a deluxe, you know. However they decide to do it. But I think it'd be worth it to see a Modular Iron Man with the cannon. And then a War Machine version as well. That would be sweet. Alright, now here's Ultron compared to all his other previous versions that we've had over the years. And finally, we are at the one that everyone desperately wanted. Another thing I just want to point out before I start talking about them is that the shoulder pads kind of rotate around the arm and there's like a separate piece. Really cool, you know. Doesn't hinder movement like at all. Not at all. So that's just one thing I really wanted to point out before continuing on. So, yeah, you know, we've gotten Ultron in so many different versions. There's the MCU. Then we had that weird one in Toy Biz from the Writers Wave. Then we had the Marvel Unlimited Gold version. I think that one on the right, the Dark Ultron, was from the 5-pack from Europe. And then we had that classic 2013 version from the Iron Man 3 wave. And I also wanted to see if this is going to work. But I wanted to try out that Ultron head that came with, I think it was Vision or Ant-Man. I think it was Vision. So I'm going to see if this head can pop off and go onto the other one. And let's just see if this works. Kind of tight a little bit, but oh, all right. And it's actually on. Doesn't look too bad. The color matches up very well. I think it's a slight difference. I think this is a little more shiny and this gets a little more darker. But not that hard to, it's not that hard to look at, you know. It looks pretty good, actually. Very similar. I think it's almost the same head. I think, is it? No, it's a little, the head is different. Had to look at it. There's a nose sculpt and everything, but very similar almost. Very, very similar. So if you wanted to have one that looked like this, I know everyone has an extra head laying around because this head could not go on this Ultron. Because that's the first thing I tried to do. But this was a different neck peg back then, and it was really impossible to pull that off. So you have options. Whoops. Let's go back over here. So you have options, you know. If you do end up getting two Ultrons, you know, you can put that extra head sculpt that you have laying around. I'm so happy that actually kind of worked very well. I might have a second one now just to have that up there, you know. I think it can also work. Let's see if this will work with this as well, with that effect. A little tighter, I think, but I think it's doable. Yeah. Yeah, that looks really cool. You can do something here. So if maybe you want to make this one the blasting mouth effect version, I think that would be cool. You have an extra head laying around, you know, if you got that vision from that vintage wave, because that couldn't go on anything from what I can remember. And obviously the Ultron bodies, all the other ones never really matched that well with the color. So I think that's a cool one to do. So yeah, I mean, out of all these, I think this is the best Ultron, just because of that classic look, you know. I really do love it. I mean, MC1 don't count, but the other ones were like, yeah, they're cool, but yeah, this is the Ultron that everyone really knows. But I love them all. I'm gonna keep all of them. They're all great. They're unique. They're versions of Ultron that have existed, so we're just getting one that's really loved. Alright guys, well that's all I have to say about these figures in my terrible review. I hope you guys did enjoy and you like and subscribe. I'm going to be busting out more videos, guys, trust me. So once I get some of the other newer figures coming out, I'll be doing those. If you have any other requests from older figures, let me know. Hit some comments down there, right? That's what they're there for. So I will see you all in my next terrible toy review, and don't forget to follow me. Peace out.